Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts.
I'm Jennifer Boudreau.
How are you, Jen?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's exciting to be back in the studio again after doing a couple of shows at the Walterdale in front of a live audience.
It's been much easier without the live audience, let me tell you.
But we do have a live crew here. Just thought I'd remind you about that. There are actual people in this studio.
Looking at me. Bill.
So we're moving into fall. The leaves have changed,
Already.
the weather's getting cold.
And it's almost overnight. Like September 21st happens and then it's fall.
It happens just so quick. Do you have any plans, anything you like to do in the fall? Especially now that you have a new house.
Well, I like to hibernate in the winter, so we're starting the nesting process, like bringing in newspapers, shredding them up into little pieces, tucking them into the closet, just so that we're ready for hibernating. What about you?
Just preparing with all the leaves that I have out at my acreage, and we'll rake some, and some we won't rake up, and we'll have fun with it. But yeah,
do
it's just
you
a great
rake
season.
them into a giant pile and then jump off your roof into them?
I haven't done that, especially at this house, but maybe that's a thought. Maybe I could bring you over and you could do that.
Yeah.
And we'll put that on Arts Talk.
Let's do it.
So we've got a great show coming up. Who do we have coming?
We do. Well, we've got a lot of sci-fi stuff coming, which I'm really excited. So we have Robert Bailey, who's a licensed artist for George Lucas and Disney and Marvel. And then to continue on, I think we might have some space kittens later with Frederick Croach and his wife Rebecca Campbell. And then something that I've never seen before, a plant designer, and that's Cynthia Booth. She's going to be with us right away.
And hopefully we can learn, because I seem to not have a lot of success with plants.
No?
No, not great at all.
Yeah, I guess your thumbs don't look green.
All right, we'll be right back after this.
Hi, welcome back. We are with Cynthia Booth, who has brought these lovely interior gardens of sorts with her. She's a plant designer, and she just creates these beautiful pieces that you can have in your house and lighten it up, especially since we're getting close to winter. Cynthia, how did you come up with this?
Well, I've always played with plants because I'm a horticulturalist, and I used to paint for years, and somehow or other the two just kind of merged.
This is so neat. So, like, when you're dealing with something like this, and I'm sure a lot of people will ask you this question, is it real? And yes, they are real.
Right.
So how do you design in something of that shape? Like, how do you get everything in there and kind of organize it?
Well, when you're designing, it's the same as if you're doing your garden, right? Only it's on a smaller scale. So, you're trying to use different colored leaves and whatnot, and a lot of the plants that I bring in are just 2-inch plants, so they're quite small, and then they're growing on so that it fills up. And
do you draw out your designs before you put them in there?
no, I have this huge mess, and I pull one of these and one of those, and
So tell us a little bit about also the big one that you have over here. Like, how long does that take to put together?
Actually, you know what? The big ones are easier to put together than the little ones.
Right.
Just because you have more room to play. But probably maybe an hour.
About an hour or so?
Yeah, because I'll put it together and it's, no, that's not right. And that goes out and then goes out,
Is there a particular type of plant that works best for this?
That's a good question. The nervine is really good in terrariums. That one there.
The red one?
Yeah. And ferns, of course. Anything that likes humidity and is pretty forgiving with the roots.
So for maintaining it at home, how do you have to trim it regularly, or how does it stay looking so nice?
As it matures, it's gonna fill right up and get a little wild, so that you go in and you just pinch pieces out and make it, just pinch pieces out, and eventually, probably in about a year or whatever, you have to pull pieces out, put something in. Or bring it to me, I'll do it.
Can we ask about this really quick?
That's what I was just about to ask,
I see this picture frame one, kind of like the living walls that are super trendy right now.
Right.
How big do you make those?
I custom design, so as big as you want it.
Really?
Yeah. And moss art is really, really trendy right now. So that's moss, and then putting the plant in there was just sort of, my answer to the living wall, but smaller scale, less money, because living walls can get really messy and the maintenance is really high. This isn't, you just walk by and mist it every now and then. So.
Do you have to trim it, or does it kind of stay this size forever?
The plant in there will grow, but
Nice.
do you really want to trim it? It would look kind of neat
Yeah,
going down the wall.
I think that could look kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, if you don't have a cat that's going to eat it,
True.
that would be
True.
our problem.
All right, well, just before we wrap up, Cynthia, how would people get a hold of you if they want to get something done or something designed?
You can phone me.
Do you have a website?
We have a store,
Okay,
Glass Earth Inc., in Southgate Mall and also in St. Albert.
okay.
We have a website, yes, it's glassearthinc.com. Facebook, Instagram, you can find me. I'm pretty easy to find.
That's awesome. I know Jen is interested in one.
Yeah, I want one of these.
Yeah, for sure. Those are nice.
All right, thanks so much, Cynthia. We'll be
Thank
right
you.
back after this.
Wow, just when you thought kittens couldn't get any cuter, space kittens.
Space kittens.
What?
Yeah.
Kittens in space, yep.
I love it. So this is Frederick Croach and Rebecca Campbell, and they are producer and director of Kitten TV, which is just is it a live video shoot of kittens just being super cute?
No, it's pre-taped, but we did once do a Facebook Live video, which
How
was
did
pretty
that
crazy.
turn out?
It was a little intense.
Yeah, like 40,000 people watched it. It was quite the turnout.
That's
Wow.
And
awesome.
it was basically just a shot of cats and me yelling at them. Just really, for like an hour.
And what is it like to work with all those kittens?
It's incredibly rewarding because we work with a rescue agency in town, Little Cats Lost.
Yeah.
So everything we're doing is for a good cause, and it helps all these cats, many from the street, get adopted.
Wow.
But from a technical point of view, it's really hard to direct a kitten. Yeah.
I would imagine. So you were directing them. Did you have any
Yeah.
tricks up your sleeve for getting them to behave?
It's kind of the batch that you get on that certain day, but we always have a couple of groups of kittens ready so that if one isn't performing, we can swap them out.
I would be so distracted if I was on that set.
Yeah,
With all
it would
the
be hard.
kittens. So you're just sitting around the table one day and you thought, I wish we were watching kittens on TV right now. Is that where this came from?
Actually, one of our creative partners, Kurt Spenrath, just came up with the idea one day. He just said, why don't we film kittens? And we said, that's probably a good idea. And now we're on our 5th season.
Yeah.
So we've
That's
been
awesome.
working on it for quite a while, yeah.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
that's too cute. And so then they get adopted afterwards, you said?
Yeah,
Is
for
it
sure.
a pretty high percentage of them get adopted?
Yeah, I mean, the more exposure that Little Cats Lost can get, the better, because they always have kittens and cats for adoption. So yeah, it definitely helps.
So where can people watch these videos?
Sure. So the space one we just saw, that's not out yet. We haven't found a date for it yet. We have a Halloween one coming up that's not out yet. But we have got 4 other seasons of this that are, you can just type in Kitten TV on YouTube. And also if you have Telus Video on Demand, it's also on there as well.
That's awesome. And speaking of Halloween, tell us a little bit about that. Do you have kittens dressed up?
No.
No, we didn't have dressed up
No?
kittens, but it's a spooky set, and we had lots of trap doors and kind of secret crypt passages.
Ghosts
and
come in.
Ghosts coming
and
in.
It was really hard to do. It took like 5
Yeah.
people to operate the puppets. It's really
Yeah,
wacky.
it was pretty crazy.
Were the kittens, of course, attacking the puppets, I would imagine?
Oh,
Yeah,
They're
they
like
loved that set.
fighting
yeah.
the ghosts and stuff.
Yeah.
We want it to become like, you know how like the fire log at Christmas?
Yeah.
We want this to be like the Halloween kitten channel thing. That's what we want to do.
So it just runs all day,
Yeah.
all night.
It's got
While
scary
you're giving
music.
the kids treats, just put on some Kitten TV Halloween.
Why not? That
Scaredy
works
cats.
for me.
Scaredy cats, I love it.
So we were kind of talking a little bit off camera. So you have a whole bunch of people that bring these kittens, and you're saying that because I said the kittens have to have a makeup artist, but they have keep the hair and.
Yeah, it's actually a couple of ladies that mainly do most of the running of Little Cats Lost, and they are just fantastic.
Yeah.
And they bring the cats, the cages, the litter. They pretty much do everything, and the cat maintenance, the cat hair and makeup.
That is exciting. So as you mentioned, with the Halloween one, you don't have a release date yet for that, but that'll be, I'm assuming, coming up before Halloween.
It should
Pretty
be out very
soon,
soon.
yeah.
Excellent. So if people wanted to get a hold of you or get any information, or as you mentioned, want to watch the videos, how do they do that?
If you want to chat with us, just log into openskypictures.com, and like I said, just type Kitten TV into Google, and a lot of videos will emerge. We've done quite a few of these so far.
I would guess on 5 seasons.
Yeah,
for sure.
There's been Kitten Town. There's a number of Kitten Christmases, Kitten Craze. There's all sorts of stuff.
How do you not adopt all of them? That would be
hard.
hard.
That's the hard part.
Well, thank you so much, both Rebecca and Fred, for coming
sure.
on. Make sure that you check into Kitten TV. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back. Joining us on set is local artist Robert Bailey. Thank you for coming, Robert.
My pleasure, Bill. Thank you.
You know, it's exciting to have you here because you are a licensed motion picture artist for Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney, correct?
Correct.
So I also understand you've had a chance to be out at the ranch and you had a little bit of time to spend with George Lucas. How was that?
It was wonderful. I mean, that was quite a few years ago now. But because I was born and raised just after World War II, most of my initial work was air combat over Europe and the UK. And George Lucas is a fan of that kind of art form and invited me down to see him at his office at Skywalker Ranch to discuss basically leaving World War II as a subject and going into Star Wars.
Excellent. You've got some work with you here. What have you got?
Well, this is one of my drawings from Episode 7, The Force Awakens. We have Kylo Ren with the new Stormtrooper outfits. That's Episode 7. I also do drawings from other movies as well. We have The Lord of the Rings with Gollum and the 2 other principal characters. And I've met most of these individuals at various Comic-Cons because that's
do they
what
come
I do.
and do they actually physically want to buy some of the prints?
Sometimes they do. They come right to the table and they want to buy a drawing of themselves, or I go up and see them at their tables and give them a drawing in return for a photograph.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yes.
Excellent. What have we got here?
I also do, this is an example of what I do.
Tinkerbell.
Disney, Tinkerbell. I've done other movies too, like Breaking Bad and Harry Potter and so on, all the Disney characters as well, so it's a very wide subject format for me.
How does one become licensed to do this?
That's a good question, Jennifer, and one that I'm asked at nearly every Comic-Con I attend, and the answer is I don't know.
Just happens.
Because well, I was, as I mentioned, doing something totally different from Star Wars, and George Lucas got me into that. I didn't ask for it, it just happened. And I was doing Star Wars for about 2 years full time, and then the Marvel people approached me and said, well, we've seen your Star Wars work. Would you be interested in doing Spider-Man and the Avengers and so on? So the situation currently is that they are buying a lot of drawings from me, and Stan Lee is signing all of my Spider-Man drawings.
Nice.
That's awesome. So rumor has it, there's somebody in New Brunswick that has one of your paintings or one of your drawings that George Lucas desperately wants, and he won't sell it. Tell us about that.
Well, that was about probably 8 years ago, actually, and this fellow in New Brunswick, he had purchased a large oil painting from me, World War II, P-51 Mustangs in combat. And George Lucas really, really wanted the painting. So I phoned him up and he said, George Lucas wants my painting? Well, he's not having it. I said, why not? He said, because George Lucas wants it. Anyway, to make a long story short, I persuaded him that I would do another painting for him. And he sent the painting to George Lucas at Skywalker Ranch, and something very rare happened. George actually sent him a thank you note.
Wow.
That he's since framed. That's very rare for George to do that. So
Excellent.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you know, our time just flies by so quickly, and we could talk to you forever, Robert.
Thank you.
How do people get a hold of you?
The website, Bill, is baileydraw.com, and my studio is in Stony Plain. The email address is baileydraw@outlook.com.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Robert. Thanks for bringing some of your beautiful work. We'll be right back after this.
Thank you.
That was a busy show.
Super busy.
We had lots happening, but not only was it a busy show, we've got lots happening around Edmonton, of course.
Like what, Bill?
It's October, Jen. What happens in October? Halloween.
I don't know.
Spooktacular is happening down at Fort Edmonton, October 21st to the 22nd. Spooktacular's theme this year is Penny Dreadfuls. So that was which were popular literature produced during the mid-Victorian era in Britain. So that should be a fun event to go to.
Yeah.
Also coming up in October, we have Litfest, which is October 13th to the 23rd. Litfest is a festival and a movable feast. We don't just sit around and read books. You can go to Litfest as well. That takes place, as I said, October 13th to the 23rd. What do you have there, Jen?
Well, I've got a couple of super fun ones too. So we're first going to go to The Bitter Girl, which starts right away October 4th and goes to the 30th at the Citadel Theatre.
Wow.
And it's a play following 3 women at different points in their relationships. Interesting. So you can visit the citadeltheatre.com if you are interested in going to that one. And of course, being Halloween, Dead Fest.
Yes.
The annual film festival, October 18th to the 23rd, with all sorts of scary movies. It's too scary for me. But if you want more information on that, go to metrocinema.org. And I think they're usually at the Garneau in the Metro Theatre, right?
Yes.
Spooky.
It is kind of spooky. So that again leads us right into our viewer question, actually.
Right.
So we like to ask a viewer question, and you can send us an email at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com and give us your answer. So the viewer question this year is, what do you like to dress up for Halloween?
That's an excellent question.
It's a great question because there's so many different costumes out there you could wear, particular themes, film. What about you?
Well, normally, again, as a woman, I like to wear just lingerie with some kind of animal ear. I think that's what you're supposed to. Although Harley Quinn is super trendy this year.
Everybody wants to dress as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I might go as that as well. So it's kind of like a Where's Waldo situation, but where's Jen in all the Harley Quinns?
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'm going to go as a Hobbit zombie.
Interesting.
Just something unique, something different.
Interesting. So you're just going to wear your normal clothes.
That's what I was thinking.
Just take your shoes off.
Yeah, put a little bit of makeup on and I'm good to go.
Nice. Easy.
I think it's great.
So I think we have a makeup artist on our next show. Maybe she can give us some tips.
I'm going to have to talk to her about that.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, and again, another great show, some great guests. Make sure if you want to tune in or if you want to check us out, artstalktv.com is our website. You can check out our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, even if you want to be on the show, send us an email, artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. Thanks again, everybody. We'll see you next time.